where my mother was like, what goes on in our house stays in this house. So that's literally how I lived my life. Even in my book now, writing about it, I was not comfortable.
Shaunie's recent comments about her feelings toward Shaq have raised a storm, leaving many wondering how the towering NBA star is reacting to the public questioning of his role in her heart. But Shaq, never one to shy away from controversy, didn't let her words slide without a response. Let's break this down, because trust, this is more than just a divorce story. It's a tale of love, betrayal, public scrutiny, and a whole lot of drama that could rival the most intense reality TV shows.
I thought I was in love, and of course I loved him.
Sure.
Of course I loved him. It was absolutely taken out of context when you just grab that little snippet, right?
It all started when Shaunie Henderson, the former wife of Shaquille O'Neal, released a bombshell in her new memoir, Undefeated, Changing the Rules and Winning on My Own Terms. The book, which came out to mixed reactions in early 2024, quickly found its way into headlines with one shocking excerpt. Shaunie admitted that she wasn't sure if she was ever truly in love with Shaquille O'Neal.
How do you see the NBA growing in this part of the world?
Well, not growing. It's been growing, and it will continue to grow.
This wasn't just any casual comment. In her book, Shaunie went on to explain, "Looking back, I don't know if I was ever really in love with the man I married in 2002. It's hard to pinpoint whether I was in love with him or with the idea of being with a big personality." This confession sent shockwaves through the public and ignited a firestorm on social media. Her words, raw and unfiltered, forced fans to re-examine the dynamics of the O'Neal-Henderson marriage that had seemed so picture-perfect on the outside.
It's not their decision to write a book, right? It was mine. So it was like I was shielding everything to protect everybody.
The line between love and convenience, between who we are in relationships and who we project ourselves to be, became central to Shaunie's narrative. But why was she revealing this now? What did she hope to achieve by opening up about her past feelings for Shaq? And perhaps most importantly, what did Shaquille O'Neal think of these statements? The world waited with bated breath for Shaq's reaction.
I lost that safe feeling, and that's what I needed to receive love. It was, some people find love in things and providing.
Shaquille O'Neal is no stranger to controversy. With a career that has spanned the heights of basketball greatness, business ventures, and an unrelenting presence in the public eye, Shaq knows how to handle drama. So, when news of Shaunie's comments hit the web, Shaq didn't exactly sit in silence. No, he took to social media, the ultimate arena for celebrity warfare.
Never been here before. It's a fabulous place. The people have been very, very hospitable. NBA had 2 games here.
In a heartfelt post on Instagram, Shaq addressed Shaunie's confession. With a sense of calm and perhaps a touch of humor, Shaq wrote, "I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Trust me, I get it." He closed the message with, "Wishing you all the best. All love. Shaq."
She was awesome. She really was. It was all me. I was just, look, we don't need to talk about what I was doing, but
That's right. Shaq kept it cool, even in the face of a potentially embarrassing revelation. But what did this cryptic response really mean? Was he letting it go, or was there more to the story that fans weren't seeing? Shaq's nonchalant tone might have seemed like a graceful exit, but his message packed a punch, and many started to wonder if there was more to his reaction than he was letting on.
Shaquille and I have a great relationship now.
And beautiful children.
And beautiful children. I would not change any part of my story.
Before we dive too deep into the aftermath, let's take a moment to explore the complexities of Shaunie and Shaq's marriage. When the two first tied the knot in 2002, they were at the height of their careers. Shaq, the dominant force on the court, and Shaunie, the supportive wife who would later become a reality TV star and executive producer of Basketball Wives, seemed like the ultimate power couple.
I think I just figured out that, everybody receives love in a different way.
Yeah.
And if you don't learn that from your partner.
But as we know all too well, the spotlight isn't always kind, especially when you're dealing with the pressures of fame, fortune, and personal demons. Shaq's infidelity during their marriage was no secret. In fact, he admitted to cheating on Shaunie in his 2011 memoir, Shaq Uncut: My Story, which added fuel to the fire of their already strained relationship. Shaunie, as we now know, was not happy with the situation, and their marriage ultimately ended in divorce in 2011.
I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. So, sometimes when you live that double life, you get caught up in.
However, even after the split, Shaunie and Shaq relationship didn't just disappear into the abyss. They co-parented their children, remained friends, and even teamed up professionally for Basketball Wives. This public amiability made their divorce seem less like a battle and more like a moment in time that was eventually reconciled.
I know this book is a memoir, but it's honestly a manual, Tamron.
I see it. Yeah.
It is me encouraging. It is me.
But now, in the wake of Shaunie's recent revelation, the public is forced to ask, was the peace between them real? Or was there always a lingering tension beneath the surface that neither of them fully confronted?
I know this book is a memoir, but it's honestly a manual, Tamron.
I see it. Yeah.
It is me encouraging. It is me.
Shaunie's statement about not being in love with Shaq isn't just a casual remark. It speaks to something deeper: the dynamics of their relationship and the complicated emotional territory they navigated for years. Shaunie explained that when she was married to Shaq, she wasn't sure if she was really in love with him or if she was simply in love with the idea of being married to a larger-than-life figure.
But because of telecommunications and now the internet and social media, players have become bigger, the game has become bigger.
Now, let's be real for a second. Anyone who's watched Shaunie's journey on Basketball Wives knows that she's been no stranger to controversy herself. She's built a career on her own terms, creating a platform for herself that extended well beyond being just Shaq's wife. But could her public persona have been influenced by her marriage? Was Shaunie's drive for success, in part, shaped by the role she played as Mrs. Shaquille O'Neal?
Protected my space.
Yeah.
I shared what I wanted to share specifically. I grew up in a house.
It's a tough question, but one that's central to the debate surrounding Shaunie's feelings. She acknowledges that she may not have been in love with Shaq, but at the same time, she's built a legacy in his shadow. That's something to consider when analyzing her words.
He was a great provider. He was all of that, but I lost that safe feeling. And now that I have it.
While Shaunie was writing her memoir, Shaq was living his own post-divorce life. Shaq, the king of basketball, wasn't just coasting after his NBA retirement. He's a businessman, an entrepreneur, and a philanthropist who has carved out a powerful presence in the world of entertainment and media. He's been busy with everything from his inside the NBA role to his ventures in tech and real estate. But Shaq's love life has also been a hot topic since his split from Shaunie.
Look, she did exactly what she's supposed to do. Gave me beautiful kids, take care of the house, take care of corporate stuff. It was just all me.
He's been linked to several women, and his relationship status often makes headlines. But the reality is, Shaq doesn't shy away from being in the public eye. And despite his cool demeanor in his response to Shaunie's remarks, you can't help but wonder if he's been hurt by the revelation, or if he's truly at peace with his past.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to leave a legacy. And again, in my book, I talk about that because I want to leave a legacy for my children.
As expected, the public's reaction to Shaunie's statement and Shaq's response has been explosive. On social media, people are divided. Some fans are defending Shaunie, saying that her honesty about her feelings is refreshing and that it takes a strong person to admit they weren't fully invested in a relationship, especially one as high profile as hers. Others, however, are critical of her timing, suggesting that her words are meant to tarnish Shaq's image and overshadow his success.
And I own my space. I own my decisions. I own the fact that I was in complete denial and saw.
And Shaq's response? Well, let's just say it hasn't gone unnoticed either. Some fans believe that his casual reaction is a sign of emotional maturity, that he's grown beyond the pain of their divorce. But others are questioning whether he's truly as unbothered as he seems. The truth is, Shaq is a man who's faced a lot of criticism over the years, but his stoic demeanor in the face of this latest jab from his ex-wife has left people wondering if there's a deeper story to tell.
Dr. J all the time. And then my father said, if you get good grades, I'll take you to Madison Square Garden and see Dr. J. And riding in the train.
So, what does this all mean for Shaunie and Shaq's relationship moving forward? Will this mark the end of their public peace, or is this just another chapter in their long and complicated history together?
I was in love with the partnership that I never got. I didn't experience partnership in a relationship until now.
For Shaunie, her memoir has provided a platform for her to tell her truth. But with it, she's also opened herself up to criticism. Was she too harsh in her assessment of her feelings toward Shaq? Did she need to be more sensitive to the way her words would affect their children, their co-parenting relationship, and their public image?
It wasn't until I stepped out of that marriage that I was like, what is my purpose? What am I doing? Like, what did I do with all those years?
As for Shaq, his reaction suggests that he's at peace with his past. But whether he's truly unaffected remains to be seen. Shaq has built an empire on his larger-than-life persona, but when it comes to matters of the heart, is he still holding on to any hurt from his marriage to Shaunie? Only time will tell.
Sometimes when you make a lot of mistakes like that, you can't really come back from that. But as I get older and dwell on situations.
With all the media attention surrounding their history and Shaunie's recent admission, the question remains, where do they go from here? Will Shaunie's comments about her feelings truly change the public's perception of Shaq? Or will this just be another bump in the road for the two celebrities who've already weathered the storms of marriage, divorce, and public scrutiny?
And it wasn't until reality hit me in my face that I was like, wait a minute, I've been financially dependent on a...
One thing is for sure, this isn't the last we'll hear of Shaquille O'Neal and Shaunie Henderson. Whether they continue to live their lives with grace and maturity, or whether this drama takes a darker turn, the world will be watching closely.
What looks interesting to you?
Well, I get a lot of things on my desk every day. I really do. And
everybody wants a piece of you.
Yes, a lot of things. And
what do you think? Is Shaunie's admission just an honest reflection of her feelings, or is there something more going on beneath the surface? Do you think Shaq's response was a masterclass in emotional intelligence, or was he just hiding his true feelings? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Celeb Titbits for the latest updates on all things celebrity gossip. You won't want to miss what happens next in the ever-evolving saga of Shaunie and Shaq.